I'm Martin Thomas, and it's Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. Welcome to the 7-Minute Briefing Podcast, your roundup of news and current affairs from the Middle East and North Africa, brought to you by Sat7. In this month's episode, from ongoing conflict in Gaza and Sudan to Türkiye's earthquakes and political unrest, Christian communities in the Middle East and North Africa are facing immense physical and emotional trials. At the same time, the passing of Pope Francis, a global symbol of peace and unity, has stirred reflection and renewed calls for compassion and courage. Through it all, Sat7 continues to uplift and connect believers, broadcasting peace, prayer, and truth into places of darkness. Christians in the Middle East have been mourning the death of Pope Francis, who was regarded as a man of peace and an advocate for the region's believers. Catholic Christians constitute a significant portion of the Christian population in the Middle East, with estimates suggesting they make up about 44% of all Christians in the region. Sat7's international CEO, Rita El-Munir, shared, "It is with great sadness that we hear of the passing of Pope Francis. He was a remarkable man and servant leader who cared passionately about those trapped in the worst circumstances. He tirelessly worked to encourage us all, as Christians from all denominations, to work together, advocate for the most oppressed people, and speak out for the voiceless. Even in his advanced years and ailing health, he remained a consistent voice for peace right here in the Middle East and North Africa." You can read an online article from Sat7's George McKean, who shares about what we can learn from the legacy of Pope Francis at sat7uk.org. As tensions in the Holy Land continue to rise, Christians there have also been remembering Pope Francis's final message of peace to them. Father Romanelli of the Holy Family Catholic Church in Gaza described on Sat7 Arabic programme You Are Not Alone how Pope Francis called the Christians sheltering there every evening. "The last time he called us was a short call, but he said he works for peace and justice in the region. He called for the end of the war and the release of hostages and for human aid to get into Gaza, because the situation here is catastrophic."
You're listening to the 7-Minute Briefing Podcast, brought to you by Sat7. Did you know that last year we had 87,000 one-to-one conversations with viewers and produced over 5,000 episodes? Every message of encouragement, every programme aired, and every life touched is all possible because of supporters like you. Thank you. Visit sat7uk.org/annual report to read more encouraging statistics and stories of lives changed in 2024.
As conflict continues in Gaza, so too does the brutal civil war in Sudan, which last month passed its 2-year anniversary. Tens of thousands of people have been killed since the conflict began, with over 12 million people having been displaced from their homes and 25 million people, around half of the population, now facing acute hunger. The civil war has also compounded discrimination towards Christians, with Christian communities targeted by religious extremists on both sides, and reports of local communities refusing to give food aid to Christians. As a result, Sudanese believers have a desperate need not only for physical security, but also for spiritual encouragement. Sat7 is continuing to encourage and equip viewers in Sudan, as well as offering prayer and support through Christ-centered programming and ongoing viewer support services. In the run-up to Easter, Sat7 Arabic broadcast a short series made by Sudanese Christians called Light of the Resurrection, featuring teaching and worship. Salam, a Sunday school teacher, shared how she is using Sat7 materials with children in displacement camps. She said, "Due to the war and losing most of my resources, I use your videos and hymns. May God bless your hard work. I'm thrilled to be sharing and receiving from you." Give thanks that Sat7 content is providing comfort and hope to viewers in Sudan as they face immense challenges. You can watch a short video clip on how Sat7 has been supporting Sudanese Christians through the civil war at youtube.com and search for Sat7 UK. And finally, we turn to Türkiye, which has once again been affected by earthquakes. On the 23rd of April, tremors reaching as high as 6.2 on the Richter scale hit the country's largest city, Istanbul, injuring over 150 people. Thankfully, no deaths have been reported in the quake, which was one of the strongest to hit the country in recent years. Sat7 Turk staff in the city shared how the more than 50 aftershocks continued to cause damage and uncertainty, as people were forced to seek shelter outside in unseasonably low temperatures for fear of buildings collapsing. Please continue to pray for our studio team in Istanbul as they continue to broadcast messages of comfort and joy to their viewers across the region. Thank you for listening to the 7-Minute Briefing podcast from Sat7. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and enjoyed this episode, please do follow us, rate the show, and share it with someone who might appreciate it. You can find all of today's links in the show notes, plus some prayer points for today's topics. Thank you for being part of changing the story.